For anyone traffic, lights mode 641 Papa Foxtrot, taking runway 9, departure to the north. For anyone traffic.
Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me for another insight into my life as an amateur pilot. It is October, and that means an exciting and memorable time for me in my aviation journey. It is hard to believe that an entire year has passed since my very first solo, and that 12 months ago I was in the thick of my flight training. With that realization, I thought it would be an appropriate and beneficial exercise to get back to the basics of flight training, practice some maneuvers from the ACS, and reflect on my experiences after a year of flight. So today, I am heading to a nearby airport where I've spent hours practicing takeoffs, landings, and traffic patterns as a student pilot that holds a special place in my heart. I take for granted just how far I've come in a short time. Today, I can still barely believe that I am a licensed pilot after years of thinking that it was a hopeless dream. With that, I am constantly critical of every action that I take, asking myself how I could have done this maneuver better or have landed that touchdown smoother. I am barely an infant in the realm of everything that aviation has to master. But when I think back to the challenges that I faced on my first dozen flights, I realize that the things that I struggled with have become muscle memory. For me, I believe this came from gaining the confidence in my knowledge and focusing on the mindset that I am flying the airplane, not letting the airplane fly me. In other words, I know what I have to do, and it is in my power to do it.
Heritage Field, 1 Papa Foxtrot, crossing in midfield at 2000, Heritage Field.
Other pilots might be able to relate to this feeling, or perhaps it just came naturally to some. But when I first truly coupled that mind-body connection, my flying improved dramatically. Today, I mentally know what I want the airplane to do in the realm of my ground school knowledge, understanding my flight plan, and accounting for any possible extenuating circumstances. And my body instinctively can negotiate the inputs that I am putting on the flight controls without being too conservative or overcompensating. Of course, this is a very basic explanation, and the reality is far more complicated. Every flight brings a different challenge, changing conditions, and a unique goal or mission. But at the basic level, having the confidence that I trust the airplane to do what I control it to do was a major hurdle that I overcame. A piece of advice that I tell myself when I am ever feeling doubtful after a flight that I am critical of, and something I would tell any of my peers who are in a similar situation, is to think back to those early days and remind myself that there were situations that I struggled with, but now have gained the confidence and knowledge to overcome. I ask myself, if I have come this far in a year, what am I capable of if I continue with this same level of determination another year down the road?
Heritage Road, lights 641 Papa Foxtrot, turning left base, runway 10, Heritage Field.
After getting my license, it was up to me to set my next steps, and that takes strict self-awareness. It was easy for me in my first few hours to stick to my comfort zone, flying only the airports that I knew or in conditions that were well below my minimums, but that wasn't challenging myself to grow as a pilot. I had to be confident in my skills and abilities while I still had them in order to keep them current. As someone who always errs on the side of caution in life, this was very uncomfortable for me. However, if I did not push myself to try new things this first year, I would have missed out on building critical skills and amazing life memories. On a recent trip over the summer, I took a cross-country flight to visit my parents on my birthday weekend. Leading up to my departure, I could have told myself 100 reasons not to go up that day. Negotiating a local TFR, crosswinds nearing my personal minimums, the summer heat causing mild turbulence. It does not take much to let the doubt take control. And to combat this, I need to remind myself that I've experienced all of these things in the past, and I know the proper procedure to navigate each of these obstacles. That flight ended up being one of the best days that I can remember in years. Getting to take my mother and father on a flying tour of my childhood hometown, I could not have asked for a more special birthday experience. And as for all the reasons that I had doubt in, I never once put myself in an unsafe situation. For me, knowing my limits is an envelope, not to exceed my personal minimums, but also not to stagnate my ability. And keeping that mindset will expand that envelope to include a broader range of ability, confidence, and skill set. Even though it has been a year, my journey in aviation is just starting. and I'm still just as excited now as I was after my introductory flight. What places do I get to visit next? Will I get a chance to purchase my own airplane? Who will I meet in my adventures? These are just some of the opportunities that I have the gift of looking forward to. I'm so pleased to be able to share my thoughts and experiences with all of you watching and who have been following me here for nearly a year now. If you are new and want to come along on this journey, I would be honored if you liked and subscribed. And to anyone who is a pilot, who wants to be a pilot, or is currently working hard in their flight training journey, thank you for keeping general aviation alive. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, a sincere thank you for watching.